Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bonjour tout le monde, donc on est là pour la run de Papy. Je voulais juste commencer par vous dire c'est quoi l'option qui a gagné. On a eu 3 dons qui sont entrés. On a un don de 10$ de la part de Spacebar, un don de Morx de 10$ qui dit 4G Virus et Calette qui a donné 5$. Spacebar a donné 10$ pour Shantae. Calette a donné 5$ pour Paper Mario. Fait que là on est 10$ contre 10$. Et Morx, le seul, l'unique, a donné 10$ pour Shantae. Fait que finalement, c'est Shantae qui l'emporte. Voyez-vous le pouvoir de sniper des options de Donation Incentive? C'est comme ça que ça se passe. C'est comme ça qu'on va se rendre à 15 000 avant la fin de semaine. Fait que continuez comme ça. Everyone, we're actually going to have the Shantae and the Pirate's Curse OST. We got two $10 donation and one $5 donation. And it was really close, but 2 people donated for Shantae, and that brought in the lead at the very last second. So, Papy, c'est à toi. Je te donne la parole à toi et tes commentateurs.
All right. Hey, everybody. Moi c'est Papy. Marc-Alain Morx is on the couch, and we're gonna play some Claw. So for those who don't know, Claw is a PC game from 1997. It's really old, but it's also really good. So we're gonna start right away. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Get hype!
So we're going to be on our first level right there. We're going to see Papy as soon as possible going to get on the ladders here. He's going to go do a trick where instead of climbing the ladder normally, he would jump right out of it and climb back on it. And this is kind of technical to do on the D-pad itself, but Papy is a well-seasoned veteran on that trick, so you'll see him do it constantly.
So far, so good.
Like you've just seen right now, and you're going to see right now, there you go. Pulling it off pretty easily right there. I think, by the way, that you're in good hands right now, so if you were looking for a really good performance on the Claw speedrunning, Papy is definitely one of the persons to go to, definitely. He's been speedrunning this game for years and years, presenting at NoReset marathons and other events quite frequently, so pretty happy to be on the commentators for him right now.
We got the first cycle already, so this is a really good level 1.
So what he's talking about the first cycle is that earlier on there were elevators that were rising up and down, sort of like little platforms, right? And they are on a fixed timer as soon as you start the stage. So depending on the speed that you get to get through that section, you might miss the cycle, and he actually got the first one, which is pretty good. Off to a good start, by the way. Really great level 1. And we're on level 2, the battlements. Once again, go with the trick on the ladders. And this is going to be our first instance where we're going to see a trick called the dynamite jump. It's a little bit hard to explain, but what he's going to do is that he's going to throw a dynamite in the air and pause at the same time. So there's a long pause animation that happens, but basically once he gets hit in the air, there's exactly 1 frame to input a jump in the air, and with that he'll be able to clear a part of the stage. And I think it's coming up kind of soon, so we'll see how that goes. There it is. Let's see if he gets it.
And nope.
Unfortunately not. It's quite hard. As I said, it's only a 1-frame trick in a 60-frame game, so it's 1/60th of a second. Not an easy one. If you were able to do so, you would have been able to go to the other side of the wall and land directly into the sort of a warp that brings him later on in the stage. And we were talking about the cycles that are earlier on. As you see right now, the cycle wasn't much in his favor, so you had to wait for the platform to come back down, which is not ideal. So far, so good. As you can see, Claw has a life bar at the top right of the screen. So right now he's at 65 life on a counter of 100. Needless to say that normally, especially for casual players, this is a rough game to play through because it's actually quite hard to just finish the levels casually. So just imagine how it could be in a speedrun, right? Where you just go through the enemies and such.
Oops.
Oh, missed the ladder jump right there. It's not an easy trick. I've tried it myself. It's Papy wanted me to speedrun the game for a while, so I tried the ladder jump and I said nope. But don't let it fool you. It's a really fun game to speedrun, nevertheless, I feel. Once again, waiting for the platforms. And there it is. You'll probably notice as well that Claw has multiple ways to attack his enemies. So there's the sword, there's the gun, and at some point where he's going to get some power-ups, there's going to be like a large projectile that he can shoot to the enemies. We're off on our first boss, by the way. This boss, usually we want to do it as fast as possible, as he just did, which was pretty good, to be fair. The enemy only counteracted once, which is a pretty good RNG right there. Off to level 3. There's the projectile I was talking about earlier on. So this is when you get a power-up, you have this projectile for a while, which is going to be very useful to get rid of enemies in advance. I feel like this game really fits the Shantae music theme. Both pirate games. It just feels like this music belongs in that game, you know? Once again with a ladder jump. Getting the checkpoints could be useful in a speedrun. I mean, you'll rarely see him use one on purpose. But sometimes it can be useful, especially if you're dying in a stage, so you can just come back to the checkpoint, just like any other game, right? So.
Yeah, just saying, in the speedrun it's very easy to die, because there's a lot of pitfalls, and if you miss one jump at the wrong place, it's instant death.
Exactly. You'll see that he dropped on a platform earlier on and didn't take much damage. The reason so is because it's based on the distance that you do get the fall. So let's say you fall down on a platform and then fall back again to the lower platform. There's less chance of you to just lose health that way, you know? So he's going to use that to his advantage to make sure he gets as less damage as possible. Pretty good cycle right now.
Yeah, we're on the best cycle so far.
And that enemy was kind of the martyr of the level right there. So with the enemies, sometimes there are some enemies that are more predictable to interact against, but sometimes enemies can act randomly, and therefore can simply kill your momentum and sometimes even your cycle. If you were on a good one, it could actually help it. And I think that Pappy just missed the jump right there.
Yeah, I missed the jump, so I had to kill myself to go back up.
There it is. It's a pretty hard jump, this one, I think. You don't have much room to jump, and then afterwards you don't have much room to land either, so...
It's not as bad as a double jump, but it's still pretty hard.
Yep. The Dark Woods. So you have those plants here that once you land on them, with a good timing, you can simply jump out of them and land on the higher platforms.
Alright, we're gonna do the setup here.
This will take perfect timing.
Watch out! He never listens, dude.
So there's a setup right there to make sure the projectile from the enemy lands on the other enemy on the other side. And there's a meme right now with Pappy saying, "Watch out," making sure that, you know, he tries to get away from it, but he never does, unfortunately.
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. So, warp skip looks tough. Oh, there we go. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, your jump was a little bit early on that way, but it's not too bad. Just try again. There it is. That was close. Oh, the combos.
Yeah, this is the trouble when you don't have the ghost. You get a lot of projectiles.
But it's just fine. Once again, we have a seasoned Claw speedrunner right here, so even if it has at 15 health, it shouldn't be too bad for the remaining of the level.
I don't need any more.
Leap of faith!
Obviously knew that the platform was going to be there. course.
Yeah, it's more of a leap of calculated platform position based on the stage timer.
Exactly.
Perfect time.
So right now you see him with this sort of multicolor flash. That just means that he got an invisibility shield for a while, so he's able to go through enemies and those spikes without any issues for a while.
This will be tough.
Do we have time for a donation?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Fantastic. We have $13.37 for WapWorld.exe. 13.37 in the PSP custom, which roughly translates, if I'm not mistaken, 13 good tile set for the first custom. Thank you very much for the donation, and good luck.
Thank you once again. So another boss just finished right now. So I guess we didn't explain the purpose of the game, right? So you're this cat, are you?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're, so you're this cat, and you have to gather all the gems of this medallion. And once you gather all of them, then you're able to beat like a final boss. That's like the poorest explanation I have for Claw, right? But it's a side scroller from back then. So you're this cat. You beat people up, you gather gems, and you win. That's the whole plot. There's a bigger plot, but I mean, I will probably let Pappy tell it better than me once he'll be available for it.
Yeah, if you want to know the plot more in depth, there's actually fully animated cutscenes for the game, which we skip for the speedrun, but if you're playing casual, you can watch the cutscenes and then you get a much better outlook on the whole plot.
Exactly. And these cutscenes are also in 60 FPS. For a game that came out on PC in 1997, that's pretty impressive. Especially for back then, and even today it stands on the graphics aspect of it. It's just a very beautiful game to look at, even today.
Alright, we're gonna try the SSJ here, which is a super seagull jump. And I totally missed it.
Whoops.
I might still be able to get the setup though.
Let's see.
Nope.
So what he would have done there is that, once again, just like the dynamite jump, if you're able to get damaged by the seagull in the air, you are able to jump on 1 frame out of 60, and if you do, you'll be able to go past the wall pretty easily that way.
Yeah, basically a double jump works with any hit in the middle of the air.
It's just the reason we do it with the diamond mine jump is because, you know, it's right there and you can use it if there is nothing else in the way to do it, right? So basically a damage boost if you're familiar with the concept.
This will take some careful strategy.
So obviously there's dogs there. So cats against dogs.
This looks challenging.
This statement was useless, but whatever.
It's cats against dogs, but also cats against cats.
Yeah, you're right. And sirens and such. There is a variety right there.
And this is where the bass comes in for the soundtrack.
There it is. So this level, although I'm maybe less familiar with this one, so I'll leave you explain the tricks and everything that's happening here, if you're able to.
Alright, Puerto, it has one big cycle near the middle. And we want to try to get the best cycle, of course. And it's possible to get an earlier cycle with a double jump. And we're going to try to get that. But if we don't get it within the first 2 tries, we're going to have to go for the regular cycle.
So let's see if he's able to do so. Okay, second try. Oh, unfortunately.
Okay.
There it is,
So
we got it.
Third try is going to be regular cycle.
Yep.
It's 10 seconds slower, but it's the easiest cycle to get.
Do we have time for a donation?
Do we? I think so, yeah. Go ahead.
Alrighty then, we have $15 from Naive Squirrel. Always gotta go slow, no saving frames here. Thank you so much for the donation. Remember, everybody, that we are doing this for Virtual Guardians, pour les jardins virtuels. Jardins virtuels.
Gardien.
Gardiens, merci.
No worries.
Alors, merci tout le monde pour toutes les donations. Thank you, everybody, for the donations.
So have you seen earlier on, we got our first success of that dynamite jump, which once again,
So now we have to wait for the cycle.
You do have to wait, right? You're right. But yeah, once again, it was 1 frame out of 60, so this game goes pretty fast. Which is a bummer, because if you want to go for a world record in this game, or at least, like, you know, one of the more decent times, you'll need to pull out these tricks most of the times in the run, you know?
Have another donation from Joe, $20. But gagne pas. That went to Starlink Battle for Atlas. Choose the language. Keep in mind that we have Bid Wars going for Starlink Battle for Atlas for choosing the pilot and choosing the language. Thank you very much for that. Merci beaucoup pour ça.
Merci beaucoup. So a reminder once again that we're on the second cycle right now, which means that overall we're going to lose about 10 seconds. But it's not too bad, everything looks smooth right now, especially the ladder climbing. And we've just finished a level right now and fighting our third boss. Pretty easy for this one. You punch, you duck, you punch, you duck.
Yeah, casually this boss is really tough, but once you know how to cheese him, it's really easy.
With a great kick in the balls at the end. That was fun. Alright, we're off for level 7, the docks. I do believe that we have some dynamite jumps there, or at least seagull damage boost, if I remember.
Well, this is where we have the hardest trick in the run. And it's basically a double jump. We have to do 2 in a row.
So not only getting a dynamite jump or any damage boost jump is 1 frame out of 60, we're going to have to do it twice in a row. So one is going to be, you know, you're still going to be in the air, so you have to nail it 2 times in a row, or else you have to restart again the trick entirely.
So far, so good.
Yeah, we're gonna use a safety flag for that trick, so if we miss it, we're just gonna continue the stage normally. You can't retry the trick even if you reload the flag.
So speaking of the levels, you notice those little platforms right there? Those are deceptively small. It seems like you can just jump on it quite easily, but it doesn't. You fall in the water most of the time when you play casually.
Alright, let's just remember the safety flag.
Don't forget it.
There we go.
Alright, let's go for the trick. Double dynamite jump. This is the first one.
Nope.
Let's try again.
And nope. So, we're gonna finish the stage normally. It's not that bad. I mean, even when you're going for world record attempts in this game, you're not gonna get this trick often.
Indeed, this is a pretty good trick to pull off, even at top level. So normally what would have happened if you had succeed is that you had the first dynamite jump. If you succeed the trick, then you have to once again throw a dynamite and try to land the jump on it as well, you know?
So we're waiting for a cycle here.
I don't like you.
Yeah. It wasn't just missing the jump, it was on purpose, guys.
There we go. So we want to get that platform right on that cycle so that we can jump straight to the ladder and save some time.
Exactly. The reason why Pappy knows much about those cycles is because of the timer that's available at the bottom left of the screen. So there's the FPS counter, which helps sometimes for, you know, landing tricks if your FPS goes down or up, but generally with a good PC it just remains the same. And for the timer, it gives you a great indication of where the platforms are at any moment if you know the game enough, which is what Pappy has learned throughout his journey. Captain Claw.
Alright. This is where things get harder.
If it's not hard enough for you guys.
Where's his ship?
So the shipyard. I do believe there's a boss at the end of it, and this boss is quite funny. I'm going to explain later on how we're going to beat it. But for right now, I do believe that earlier in this stage, we're going to have another seagull jump, if I remember.
Yeah, we're gonna have another SSJ, but that one we're gonna have to go for it. We can't just try it once and then move on. We have to succeed. Oh, nice dodge.
One thing to know about the game, by the way, is wait a second, we're gonna wait for that trick that's going to come up real soon, I think. I think it's soon, right? Never mind, I'm gonna explain today, right now. So there's approximately something like 200 different voices for characters in this game. So like I think every character that you can see, like every species has like 20 different sounds associated to them. It's crazy. They put like so much effort in this game. Love it. Oh. Ooh. Fire sword. So using those, by the way, doesn't drain you any stamina or whatnot, so you can just spam it until he reaches the next section without any problem whatsoever. And there it is. He's gonna have to nail it.
Whoops. Okay.
Oh, went over it. He's gonna try again. He's gonna try again. It's not. It's pretty hard. Let's try again.
Come on. There we go.
There it is. All right. Good shit.
All right, we're gonna have to get another double jump here.
Yep. This one with a dynamite. There it is. On the second try. Let's go.
A little bit slow on the first one, but the second one was good.
Exactly.
So you really don't want to die with the power-up here, because you need this power-up to beat the boss really fast.
And speaking of beating the boss pretty fast, what we're going to do is that normally you would have a fight between the boss that's on a ship on the right and Claw on the left. But what he's going to do is jump right there and just throw the boss, which doesn't have feet, right in the water.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any legs, he can't swim and he just dies.
There it is. That was the boss. Pretty fun. Pirates Cove. All right.
This looks familiar.
I do believe that this one has a lot of tricks involved in there, if I remember.
Yeah, there are many different types of skips in Pirates Cove, each one harder than the last. There's especially one trick that is the hardest trick in the entire game that we don't do even in regular speedruns. It's called the Ultimate Pirates Cove skip, where you would have to do 4 double jumps in a row, and you save 3 minutes by doing that. No, we're just gonna do 1. And miss.
Another one.
There we go.
There it is. Good stuff.
Alright, so instead of doing 4 double jumps and saving 3 minutes, we just did 1 double jump and saved 20 seconds. It's not that impressive. That's why we call this skip the Pirates Cove Skip Junior, because it's the skip for babies.
So if babies at 1 or 2 years old want to learn a speedrun, that trick would be in your alley. Is there any babies in the room? There's one. I'm glad you are here.
Oh, I missed it.
We have a $5 donation from Sinaith, starting a $5 donation train to get us to 5K. Choo choo, all aboard!
Let's go. Thank you, Sned.
So as you can see, the difficulty in these stages ramps up a lot. There's a lot of projectiles, and it looks a little bit like a bullet hell. But I can assure you that it is possible to beat the entire game without getting hit once. I have done it before.
Yes, you did.
And I wouldn't try it again. It just takes a really long time.
And I do believe that you were the first person in the world to accomplish that feat on Claw. Am I correct?
Yes, I was.
Yes. So there's a reason why we call him a Claw legend, ladies and gentlemen. Not underwhelming the rest of the community, of course, everything, but just telling you that this guy has been speedrunning this game for years and years. Been there since a while.
That sounds like it might be an incentive for the next NoReset event.
Oh my god.
Oh snap! Yo, that'd be awesome though.
The last time I tried doing that RTA, it took me like 3 hours and a half.
Bloody birds.
It's fine. We have nightly shifts that you could cover. Aha!
Perfect timing.
Captain Claw.
I didn't have enough time to make it up.
Once again, this goes through a cycle, so you had to go up. Does he have enough time? Yes, he does. Ooh.
Ooh!
So these sounds are pretty typical of not only Claw speedruns, but even Claw casual gaming, where you know these voices are just beautiful to hear and repeat.
We have a donation of $5 from Cedric SM. Can we have a hype from the little crowd we have?
Hype!
Perfect.
Where's my crew?
So now we're entering level 10, or more commonly known as Hell. This is where the game difficulty ramps up by a very big margin.
It's true both for speedrunning and casual playthroughs of this game, for sure.
This will take perfect time.
So as you saw briefly, we saw a Claw with sort of little sparkles around him, which with that I think you can still take damage, but you don't have any recoil. Am I correct?
No, you still get recoil. I didn't get recoil that time because I got hit when I was on a vine, so that's
okay.
why I didn't get any recoil.
My bad.
Whoops. Oh no.
Ah,
Almost died there.
almost died right there. If you fell into the spike, it would have been it. Not for the run
Little
itself,
setup
but definitely
here.
for the level.
There's a lot of setups necessary in this stage, so you don't get comboed by arrows.
Like you just did. Well, it wasn't too bad, to be fair. You're still at 90 health. 100 now.
Oh, that's terrible RNG.
Once again, a reminder that the enemies, the way they behave, the way they turn around and act, is a randomize. The more you advance the levels as well, because you're going to encounter some enemies that sometimes are just completely random in the behavior. One of the most known about is the one that just did a roll right there. So this one, depending on exactly when he shoots and when he rolls, could be quite painful to run against.
Yeah, when they roll, they're impossible to hit, so if you get bad RNG and he rolls at the wrong time,
it's going to be the end for him. So you had to wait here in order to make sure that the platform cycle was correct. If he tried to get up a little bit early on, it would have been able to make it and get the power up that he just did, which is a pretty strong projectile, as you've probably noticed.
We have another $5 donation from Naive Squirrel. Choo choo, trying to get that train started. Come on, chat, let's go!
Let's go, guys. It's for a good cause, for Virtual Guardians, les gardiens virtuels. Merci encore. And we're over with the level, and now we're gonna do a level that's pretty fun to do. So there is a trick that you can do for that stage specifically. So you're going to be able to fight that boss straight up, and then once he'll go to the other way, we'll be able to go with him at the same time, depending on where we're placed on the platforms that are going to rise at the bottom. So you'll see what I mean by that in a couple of seconds. So he's gonna fight him, and then stand on the part of the level where...
Come on.
He's gonna wait a bit. There it is.
Okay, we got it.
Yep. So he's standing on the left side of the platform, but the way that he was placed, the CPU, or should I say the opponent, thought it was still going to be on the other side of the level. So the boss is programmed to go to the opposite side every time. But since we're placed that way, we land on the same side and we can just, you know, spam his ass like that. And we also kick the bird at the same time, you know? When you have the occasion to do so, you do, right?
Yeah, and by the way, we had to watch the cutscene for this fight because it activates the bird AI. If you skip the cutscene, the bird never attacks you.
Exactly. So we're gonna have a cool trick right here where he's gonna clip out of bounds in order to go lower in the level, and he did successfully in first try. That was pretty amazing.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's going so fast.
Oh my god, this jump is not that easy.
Oops. We're gonna make it, guys. No worries.
There we go.
There it is.
Alright, here comes single jump super swim.
Alright, so the super swim is a really hard trick that lets you skip most of the level. He's gonna do a version of it that's apparently a little bit faster to do. Not just faster, but a little bit easier to do so as well, I believe. So we'll see how that goes.
So I had to kill myself there because I didn't have enough HP.
Let's see if he gets it.
No, I missed it.
Oh, okay, so he's gonna have to die.
I was
again.
gonna die anyway, so I had to kill myself.
I'm not sure if you noticed at the bottom left, but it said that the FPS count was like 45,000.
Yeah, it actually switches like to like a position counter. I don't know why.
So once again, it's a very hard trick, so we're gonna see Pappy try it a couple of times until he gets it.
Okay, this looks good. Didn't get it.
Yeah, it's a hard one. This looked good, but you had to nail the 1 frame out of 60 jump, which is going to do eventually. Just give it some time.
Okay, we're gonna have to delay a little bit here. Whoops. Okay, that looks good.
Ah, it's a hard one, dude.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try not to game over.
Let's try once again.
Okay, a little bit of delay. If you pause too early, it doesn't work. If you pause too late, you die.
It's a hard one, huh?
Yeah, the timing is really tough.
Let's just hope we're able to showcase it in a run today. There.
This should work.
This should work. All right, let's see.
So we get hit again because it gives us a little damage boost. And there we go.
Let's go.
And then I just have to hold right for a minute and a half, so I'm just gonna post emotes in the chat.
If we have time for donations, now would be the time.
No donations at the moment, but keep in mind, everybody, we're doing this for Virtual Guardians, les gardiens virtuels. It's a fantastic cause. They are a beacon for people on the internet in distress, as well as making sure the internet is a safe place and promote the responsible use of digital technology. This is the standalone event for NoReset. We have fantastic things going on here with board games, drafts, free play sections, indie game sections. So it is a great time here. Come on by if you can and support in the chat. Let's go ahead and get that hype. Thank you very much.
Hype! Hype!
Hype!
So he's just taking a swim. Pretty chill. Oh no! Almost
Yeah.
got bited.
The reason we call this a super swim is because normally in any body of water, Claw dies, but since there's like a floor tile under the water here, when we go under through out of bounds, just the head like pops out and it looks like he's swimming across the stage.
But he's not, he's just running on an invisible floor that's under the water. We're gonna get there, no worries.
Yep, we're gonna get there soon.
It is faster than doing the normal way, so bear that in mind. Be careful.
Okay, and then the boss is gonna pull me up. Thank you.
And there it is. And we're gonna throw dynamite in the back of the boss so that it breaks the stage. And now we see Claw actually, you know, glitching out. What's happening right now with Pappy is that he's using both directional inputs in order to attack both tentacles at the same time.
Yeah, I have to use the keyboard for this one. You can't input 3 directions on a D-pad.
And now we're once again throwing it in the back and doing the super fast downward sword.
Alright, I think there's one more.
I do believe so.
There we go.
And finally, one last dynamite throw in the back. And it should be good to go. Poor guy. And that's the level. Good stuff.
And then the last 2 levels, hardest 2 levels of the game. Hopefully we don't die here.
Tiger Island. It's an island full of tigers. Is it?
Actually, the tigers are in the last level, so there's no tigers here yet.
But it's their island, so like, you know, like since you're on the island, you're gonna get inside the fort, and that's where the tigers are. So there's a pattern on those platforms here, so you had to go back and then come right through afterwards. Captain Claw. I just realized that you skipped all the "Hey Big Boys."
I skipped all the what?
The "Hey Big Boy."
Oh, I didn't skip them. You could hear them in the stage anyway, but yes, I did skip most of them.
So there's enemies in the stage that we've previously seen, where the enemies say exactly what I said, and it's a bit of running meme in the community. The sirens.
This looks challenging.
This looks challenging indeed. We're just gonna run through it like nothing matters. Really good platforming here. Looking crisp so far.
Okay, we got good RNG here.
Ooh.
So we're on the best cycle so far.
Pointless.
So as previously stated, you know, there are cycles with the platform in this game. So if you were to be a little bit slower, you would be missing a couple of cycles, like we just did right now, right? So there's a couple of platforms here.
We're a bit
where
early, so we're gonna wait.
Yep. Sometimes you can also be a bit earlier, like it says. So you're gonna have to wait it out.
Yeah, these vines are desynced, so you have to wait for them to be synced together again.
Yeah. This is on-purpose programming right there. They want to make sure that everyone that plays this game is always on their toes, making sure that they approach the level in a secure manner. Except for a speedrunner, you know, you can just run through.
Alright. So we're gonna get to the boss, and hopefully the storage worked, and we're gonna get the glitch.
So the storage is something that you have to do preemptively before you start the game. So there's a sort of a thing that was discovered by the community at some point where for this boss there's a way to do a cycle properly. So we'll see if it did right.
Yeah, we got it.
It worked. Let's go. Normally you would attack Pappy, but because he set it up properly before the run, we're able to simply just fight it out like that, and it's way faster. Good job, Pappy.
Thank you, thank you.
So now we have all the gems of the medallion, and we're going to reach a temple to fight the final boss. This is not the last level. There's going to be a boss afterwards, but this is considered to be one of the hardest levels in the game. With those pools of Kool-Aids.
There's a little bit less RNG, but a lot more setup involved. Basically, the whole stage is a huge setup. So if you miss any part of the setup, it goes down the hill really fast.
It's made to be done exactly as he's doing right now. Not as a speedrun per se, but as, you know, doing the pattern back and forth without missing anything, you know? So far, so good.
So far, so good.
This looks challenging.
Roar. And these are the tigers I was talking about.
Alright, we got good RNG. The chameleons can randomly just dodge anything you throw at them. So if he dodges and he hits you, you can't make the cycle.
So even though he's taking damage, we're still off to a good start as we're hitting the cycles, as we previously stated. Then again, it's pretty easy to just fall into this pool of Fruitopia right there because, you know, the platforms, once again, I want you to remind that they are deceptively small, so you think you have space to jump all over it, but no, there's actually a specific space that you have to jump on to make sure that you don't fall down. And that, of course, is combined with all the tricks that you have to pull off in real time, like the ladder jumps. Yeah, he almost missed the cycle right there. It was very close. It really tests your platforming skill, this game.
Okay, that's fine.
He has to wait a little bit because he has to get on the second platform here.
So we're on the best cycle here. And funny enough, there's like a punch and slash cancel feature in this game, a little bit like Smash Bros, where if you input an attack and do the down input, it cancels the hit. It's totally useless in the whole run, but it's fun to do.
And there are fun things that the programmers didn't have to do, but they did for fun purposes. Who knows, maybe at some point in speedrun it's going to be useful for like a new trick or whatnot, you know.
I didn't want to go for it.
So the cycle there was seemed to be pretty risky, so Pappy just insisted on getting on the second one, making sure that he doesn't fall into lava because he's going to lose a lot of time.
And the famous last part here.
This is pretty hard platforming here. There you go, first try. Good stuff.
Alright, here we go, last boss. We have to kill ourselves here to skip the cutscene.
And this is the final boss, Golden Tiger. A tiger? I think so.
Whoops.
Or a lion.
There we go.
with the music at the same time. That was pretty good. So what he's gonna have to do is the boss is stationed at the bottom for the first part of the game, the boss fight, and then he has to go to the left and the right in order to gather items that he's going to use to fight the boss with. So he got the fire sword that he's going to use in a couple of seconds right there. The boss is going to be located at the left, if I remember. And he has to.
Good.
Yeah, that was pretty good, right? Well, like the cycle was right there.
Hit the top of the opening there.
Yeah, the opening is quite small, so you have to aim right at the opening. And of course, all doing that while you try to get the best cycles here. Pretty good ladder jumps. With those pulls of Red Mr. Freeze going down, making sure that you don't get it.
There you go.
There it is. As you saw, once again, deceptively small. And I think there's one other one that you have to do right here before the boss goes up. So hopefully we'll be able to do so without losing much health. Oh, almost. There it is.
All right, final phase.
Yes. So he's gonna have to go up and make sure that he does great platforming in order to fight him. So let's see how it goes. Goes back the other side. There it is. Only 2 hits left.
All right, get ready to time.
Time on the grab.
And time. So, what was it? Oh, nice. Sub 45.
Sub 45 is pretty good for a marathon.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's mine.
Amazing job. Very well done. Great display of the game. Great display of skill. Thank you so much, Papi, for showing off Claw at any % here at NoReset. Great job.
Yeah, thank you. And shout outs to NoReset for finally having their own event.
I think we can clap that one, right, guys? Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you, NoReset.
And shout outs to the Claw community for always, being awesome and keeping the game alive by updating it for modern computers and stuff, because a game from 1997 doesn't quite work if you try to put it in your laptop anymore.
So we'll have to find other ways to make it work. It's been updated by those guys you see on the screen. Oh, we're gonna miss them. Never mind. But yeah, they've made some mods on the game to make sure it can run on recent PCs, and it's quite appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, and yeah, I'm gonna head off on that. And if you guys want to let the credits roll, then credits are really epic in this one.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much. Everybody, stick around. We are going to be doing Diablo 3 next. Any % co-op run by Naive Squirrel and Chicken Cat 42. This is going to be a fantastic run. It's about an hour and 40 minutes according to estimate. Go ahead and grab a snack, grab yourself a drink, and come on back as soon as you can. But stick around.